hundreds of thousands of Yellow Jackets, this day has finally come. A day to celebrate and cherish, to congratulate one another, and to share with friends and family. And for the Institute, it is a day of honor and commemoration for the transformation from student to graduate. Today is Commencement Day at Georgia Tech. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to McCamish Pavilion on the campus of Georgia Tech here in Atlanta, Georgia, as we get ready for graduation day for thousands of Yellow Jackets. My name is Bryce Zimmerman. I'm with Georgia Tech's Institute Communications Department, and this is Commencement Live. We take these next 45 minutes before the ceremony actually starts, and we introduce you to some of the brightest minds in the entire country, part of the graduating class here in the fall of 2025. Someone who will be here in about a year from now is the person to my right. That's Rebecca Wang. She is currently an aerospace engineering student. And Rebecca, this is always one of the most exciting days of the year.
It really is. This is actually my 6th commencement. I've worked as an undergraduate student here, and it is so bittersweet because every year I see so many more of my friends graduate, and thinking that this might be a year from now is honestly really bittersweet for me too.
And of course, it doesn't just end today. We know that y'all all have wonderful graduation photos you're going to be posting across social media. How do they tag us so that we can share those?
You can tag us at Georgia Tech on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and we would love to see your pictures. We featured so many pictures on our Instagram already of our grads, and we'd love to see those at commencement as well.
Well, we are on the Ramblin Wreck desk here, but we do have a couple more members of our team that are down on the floor. Let's go to Evan Atkinson and Smitha Jayakrishnan.
Appreciate that, Bryce. Yes, we are down here on the floor in McCamish Pavilion. As Bryce said, I am Evan Atkinson. I am joined by Smitha Jayakrishnan. And the whole point of Commencement Live is to highlight as many students as possible over the next 45 minutes or so as we lead you up to this afternoon's commencement. So like I said, the goal is to introduce you to as many students as possible. I know I'm excited today. I know Smitha is excited. So I think let's just get into it. For now, let's go back to the rec desk.
All right, thank you very much, Evan. And just like Rebecca, the first student that we are going to feature is also an aerospace engineer. She's graduating, and her name is Grace Clark.
STEM is a that I really get to pour a lot of my creativity into, and I also want to add to STEM in a way that not only are women welcome in the industry, but femininity is welcome into the industry. I am Grace Clark. I am an aerospace engineering major. I worked with Seismic, encouraging young girls to get involved in STEM. And then also I worked at the Makerspace. And a lot of women come into Georgia Tech feeling insecure and not confident in their abilities. Having the opportunity to show them how to build those technical skills, how to build confidence in themselves. You know, you can be a woman in STEM, you can be feminine in STEM and still excel and do amazing things. Ice skating is something that has been a part of my life forever, and I really didn't think I'd have the opportunity to continue with it in Georgia. But when I got to Georgia Tech, I joined the figure skating team and I couldn't get enough, so I also joined the roller derby team, and it was a great outlet. That was something separate from academics. I could relax, blow off some steam, work towards a goal, and connect with people in a fun and athletic way. I had the opportunity to work as a cryogenics engineer at NASA. I was working on Dragonfly, which is a planetary spacecraft heading to one of Saturn's moon to study to see if there's water there. That was a really unique technical challenge. I had never done anything with cryogenics before, and it's a whole different world. After I graduate from Tech, I will be moving to Seattle to work with Blue Origin. I am joining their new graduate rotation program as a structural engineer, and I am super excited.
You saw her on the video board. Now she's here at the Ramblin Wreck desk. Welcome, Grace. Congratulations on what's about to happen here for you today. But you are one of the more involved people I think we've talked to all year long on campus. Not only did you do everything in the video, but Georgia Tech Europe. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, going to GTE was one of the best decisions I made coming into tech. It was great to see a ton of new countries while also staying focused on my engineering degree. I met some of my best friends through that program, and it was just created so many unforgettable memories.
I love that. You are definitely one of the most multifaceted people I've met on campus. So you've also been doing research, I heard, in the combustion lab. How is that going, and how did that affect your undergraduate career as well?
Yeah, so research at the combustion lab was like the first taste I had into academia and what engineering means outside of classwork. And it was a great way to build both my technical skills and my professional skills. Getting to work with research engineers who have been in the field for years and years. And I learned how to CAD every single day. And so those skills I definitely take with me moving forward.
Roller derby, ice skating team, combustion lab. If you had to pick one or two of your favorite memories, what are they from your time here?
Oh God, I think top 3 GTE, continuing to skate, and then working at the makerspace. Getting to help other students and really be creative, I think is the highlights for sure.
Okay, last but not least, is there anyone you would love to shout out in the crowd?
Yeah, so both my mom and dad are here, super supportive. My grandma's here, and my little sister's here. And even though she's younger than me, she inspires me every single day. And I love them so much.
All right, we can tell the excitement here from Grace on the Ramblin Wreck desk, but we know that it's starting to pop down there on the floor. Let's go down to Smitha.
We are so excited to be here on a Commencement Live afternoon. I am here today with Noelle. And can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your favorite undergraduate memory?
Yeah, so should I hold it or? Okay, awesome. So I am getting 2 degrees in environmental engineering and applied languages and intercultural studies with a concentration in Korean, and I'm also getting a minor in Chinese. So I had a lot of time being at this school. But I'd say my favorite experience here at Tech has been just being able to celebrate people's birthdays at Britain Food Hall when it was still open. It was just a lot of fun, just being able to sing and laugh and sing happy birthday at like the top of our lungs with all of my friends. So I'm really gonna miss my friends. I'm gonna miss my all of my great people that I've met here.
We've loved having you, Noelle. Thank you so much. We're gonna send it back to the rec desk.
And we are here now with Katie, who is another very involved person here on Georgia Tech's campus. Katie is a mechanical engineering graduate, and one of the things that you've done that I love and we always feature at this time of the year is working in the invention studio. What drew you to want to be a PI there?
I think from the moment I stepped in there, it just feels like the most creative space on Tech's campus. And I looked around and I saw people building all these cool things, and I was like, oh my gosh, how can I do this? And what I think was so special about it is no one tried to no one was secretive. It was if you asked a question, they were more than happy to help you do your own project. And so it was just super inviting, super collaborative, really creative. And I don't think there's any other place on Tech's campus that's like that.
Now, outside of the Invention Studio, we heard that you also won your ME capstone and you do cheerleading at the same time. So how is it like balancing those 2 facets of your life and the duality of that?
It was definitely a little tricky, especially because I did get injured when I was a cheerleader. But the athletic staff is absolutely incredible and made that experience so seamless. But I think it really is just cheer has always been an outlet for me. And so it was a perfect balance of pushing myself academically and pushing myself athletically that made it really awesome.
Okay, so I know you're probably getting more technical than I can understand, but what was the project that won the mechanical engineering section of Capstone here last week?
So the project that won was the Row Rider. It's an autonomous weeding robot. So we built this adjustable system that's meant to help organic farmers weed their crops, but it's fully autonomous, has computer vision. You just set it and run. So, yeah.
That's awesome. So last but not least, anyone in the crowd you'd love to shout out?
I would love to shout out my beautiful roommates who are right there in the back. And I'd also love to shout out my parents, my grandparents, and all my siblings and family are here. And I couldn't have done this without them. So.
Well, Katie is going to be joining an exclusive club, becoming a Georgia Tech alumnus. And here is a message from the Alumni Association on this great day.
All right, I am here with another one of our graduating students today. Can you just introduce yourself and tell everybody what degree you're earning today?
Yeah, hi, my name is Nicholas Unger, and I am earning my bachelor's in science in computer science.
All right, so you're here, you're earning your degrees today. So I have to ask you a little bit. So you transferred into tech, kind of. Can you just tell people a little bit about your kind of unique path to get your degree today?
Yeah, so I came to tech right out of high school, and it was a really difficult transition for me, and I dropped out. So I went to a different program at a different school, and after a long time, I found myself missing Georgia Tech way more than I anticipated. So in fall 2022, I took advantage of the readmission program here and came back to tech to finish my degree, and it was the best decision of my life.
I mean, Nick, that's honestly amazing. It shows your resilience. It shows your passion. That's really amazing. But you had even more passion for tech because while you were here, you were a part of the Ramblin Wreck Club. So I have to ask you what that was like and just tell everybody why that club is so special.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rec Club is the most special club on campus. Our mission is spreading joy, and in the last 3 years, I've had so many opportunities to do that. As football chair, organizing our game day presence, so making the GT flag happen, going out on the field before every game, getting to ride out in the rec before this year's homecoming game. Homecoming events, so many amazing things that Rec Club does. And through Rec Club, I had an opportunity to reach out to people who were in my position and were struggling at tech. And my hope is that I've changed at least one person's day, given one person a smile, and I'm thankful for my family in Rec Club who gave me that opportunity.
No, I think that's really amazing. I think Rec Club is really integral to the part of Georgia Tech's campus. Here's the last thing. Anybody want to say hi to or thank you to who's either watching online or here in the audience?
Too many people. So my amazing parents are here, came all the way from Connecticut. Super thankful for them. They've always been so supportive of me. Everyone in Rec Club, everyone in VG Dev, all the CS 1332 TAs, everyone from Survivor Georgia Tech, everyone from the Contextual Computing Group, so many people who have changed my life here at Tech, my entire extended family who have given me everything, and just all the amazing people. Dr. HB, I think Dr. HB is here, Dr. Thad Starner, too many people, but thank you to everyone so much.
All right, once again, that is Nick Unger. I'm actually going to pass the mic to Smitha as she introduces another student.
Hello, we are here with another one of our wonderful graduates of the day, Agatha. Agatha, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, the degree you're earning today?
Yes, I'm Agatha Fowler. You can also just call me Aggie, and I'm graduating with a business administration degree and a concentration in IT.
That's amazing. Now, Agatha, I know that you're a world traveler. Can you tell us about your favorite place that you've gone?
Hands down, Barcelona. That's where I studied abroad. And ultimately, I want to end up moving back there because it was just the best time of my life.
Wow, Barcelona. Are you planning on going anywhere post-grad?
Nothing post-grad. I got to start my job in January, but hopefully I'll be able to travel more later down the road.
Booked and busy, huh? Now, I also see that you were the manager of the Georgia Tech women's basketball team. Could you tell us about some of your favorite memories from that?
God, it's hard to pick, but I think one of my favorites was when we went to March Madness. Getting to go to UCLA and take part in that was just incredible. And we actually just got back from the Cayman Islands like 2 weeks ago, and so that was a really fun tournament.
The Cayman Islands, too, adding to your list of locations, I see. Now, you're also following in your father's footsteps as he's a graduate from Tech. Is there anyone else you would want to shout out in the crowd?
I mean, just my friends and family and my entire support network. I wouldn't have been able to do this without all of them.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Agatha. Agatha is joining our alumni, and after today, many of you will be too. If you're interested in giving back to your community or you're another one of those alumni here, please take a look at our Transforming Tomorrow.
Our students are different.
The current students at Georgia Tech are the future of our world.
All they need is for someone to support them, and they can create whatever it is that the world needs for them to create.
We're the top source of STEM talent in America. We produce the most women engineers in America. We produce the most aerospace engineers in America. We have that local, national, global impact.
Georgia Tech really prepares you for that real world next step.
It gives me a ton of confidence to know that what I'm learning, I'm going to be able to apply. When I go to class, I know that the things that I'm going to be learning are beneficial, and so it makes me want to pay attention more. It makes me want to ask questions.
There's an emphasis on what you're doing with your scholarship. How are you involved in campus? How are you involved in the community? Being a leader is about what you're giving back. It's about investing in others.
Every student, no matter how bright and capable they are, they still need an opportunity to be a human being, not just a human doing. When we involve our broader Georgia Tech community, I think there's a really good opportunity to really make a meaningful, measurable change.
And if we give them the right tools and right resources, we know that our students really can change the world in a whole bunch of different ways.
It's going to be the grandchildren of the students that we're giving these opportunities that someday will benefit from all of this. I am absolutely glad that I decided to come here.
Transforming tomorrow.
The campaign for Georgia Tech.
We have mentioned it many times. The aerospace engineering program at Georgia Tech is transforming tomorrow, the #1 public institution aerospace school in the entire country. And a graduate of that school is now sitting to my right, Amy, too. You have had some wonderful internships, NASA, GE. Tell us what that experience was like representing Georgia Tech at some of the leading aerospace industry programs in the entire country.
You would actually be surprised that we have a lot of Georgia Tech graduates at NASA and GE Aerospace, so our representation reaches very far. At NASA, I did propulsive projects, and I also did research abroad the ISS as well for the astronauts, and it taught me a lot about my responsibilities as an engineer, like the safety I put in, the people that I work for. And then over at GE Aerospace, I worked a lot with the shop operators on the shop floor, and seeing how my impacts to them make their lives easier or harder. And so a lot of the internships they taught me is that I want to work for something bigger than myself. I want to work for the people.
So this is a very sentimental moment for me, Amy, because outside of her degree, she's actually my big in my sorority. So how has that experience shaped your undergrad career and help influence you into the person you are today?
So our sorority is Delta Phi Lambda. We're Asian interest, and I actually, when I came to Tech, I transferred in as a Georgia State student. I didn't have a community yet, and so I was trying to find my way around, and so I stumbled upon Delta Phi Lambda, and there I met Rebecca, and I decided to pick her up as a little, and so far my life has been so bright and fulfilling because not only am I her friend, but I'm a mentor to her as well, and seeing her grow has absolutely changed me in so many different ways.
I agree. I didn't think I would get through this degree without my big leading the way. So shout out to her. Outside of that, how do you think your curriculum has also enriched just the way you go about your everyday life and just your undergraduate experience in general?
A lot of my undergrad experiences are learning technical skills in the classroom, and so translating that over into real life has really taught me of how practical that real life applications mean to me as well. And again, just working for the people, as an engineer, we have an oath to safety to the public, and I do want to practice that every single day on the job.
Awesome. And last but not least, what will you miss most about Tech?
Besides you, I will miss walking into the library and trying to find a seat in the PG3, but that just means that everyone is suffering, but we're suffering together. And so that shared community, for sure, I will miss a lot.
Academic weapon, for real. Okay, and last but not least, is there anyone else you'd like to shout out in the crowd?
Yes, I would like to shout out my wonderful family, my friends, Ish, Jamie, and Lucy in the bleachers, my cousin that's watching online, my best friends, and of course, you guys on the stage here. Thank you for welcoming me here. I really appreciate it.
Well, you can see that Amy is wearing different stoles, and we're going to learn more about the regalia that our students might be wearing back down on the floor with Evan and Smitha.
All right, I appreciate that, Bryce. Yes, I have these two guys with me who I couldn't help but pull out the crowd because, as you can see, they have earned a lot of cores, a lot of stoles, medals. I don't know. They've earned a lot over their time here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about regalia, but first, can I have you introduce yourself and say what your degree you earned today, and same for you after?
Yeah. My name is Ethan Molu, and I'm graduating from mechanical engineering. My name is Nathan Molu, and I am also graduating from mechanical engineering.
Okay, we got 2 mechanical engineers. Now I'm going to read a little bit of this, but this is about each graduating student's regalia. There's a few similarities and a few differences. So each student's regalia is made 100% of recycled plastic bottles from landfills, and each cap and gad has about 23 to 27 plastic bottles in each regalia. Now, the bachelor students today each wear the traditional black gown, and like I said before, if you see students with white and gold cords, that means they have earned honors and the highest honors. So now that I said, I have to ask y'all, well, for you, can you just tell me a little bit about the cords you have earned here, like what this means over your time here?
Yeah, definitely. I can talk through the cords. So this blue and white cord is for the National Residence Hall Honorary. It's a housing organization that serves to recognize people across campus and to serve them. And so for being a member, I got this cord. This cord is for the National Mechanical Engineering Honor Society, Pi Tau Sigma, where I served as the president for the past 2 semesters. And so I got a little bit of regalia to recognize my involvement in the organization. And then this cord, of course, as you said, is the honor cord.
All right, that's amazing. So obviously you have your cords as well, but you also have stoles. Can you tell me a little bit about the stoles and also what this medallion here in the middle means?
So this medal is from the Mechanical Engineering School for graduating. This stole in the middle here is for the General Engineering Honor Society Tau Beta Pi. This stole here is for the Mechanical Engineering Honor Society Pi Tau Sigma. It accompanies the cord. And this one here is for the Residence Hall Association.
Okay, as y'all can see, these 2 guys clearly were involved with so much, earned a lot. So when you see the students around here today and you see this, make sure you ask them what they earned, congratulate them when you see these kind of things. But for right now, we're actually going to go to a video about the next student we're going to highlight, Yamil.
Yeah, actually, when I came to tech, I was very undecided in what I wanted to do. My background before was building companies, building startups, and none of them were pretty technical. So when I came to tech, I decided to choose what was the skill that I needed the most, and that was computer science and software engineering. So I decided to choose that skill and learn that in probably the best school in the country for doing that. So I think that was the best decision I could have done for myself because it exposed me to this entire world of tech, to building companies in that space, and that's what I wanted to do. And now that's kind of what I'm going to pursue in the future, to not only be able to think about the business part, but also be able to build it myself and sort of know both sides of the spectrum. I started the Hacker House because when I came to the US, my goal was to build companies. And coming to Georgia Tech, I found all these communities, and I wanted to create one where a lot of student founders who are very serious about building their dreams while in college can meet and can live, so that we all can share knowledge, share learnings as well, and encourage each other to actually build what we're thinking. It was definitely something very hard for me because I started this my last semester, but I'm very proud, even though I only was able to experience it for 4 months, because it's going to continue in the future, and more people are going to come, get the experience of it, and we're going to be able to still be connected, even though I graduated, and get this alumni network through people who have gone into the Hacker House. So I'm very proud. It's a thing that is existing in the world now. Definitely, to me, this is extremely important. And more than for me, just because I'm the first person in my family to graduate college. This is more as a reward for me and for my family, and also as a way to say thank you for all the hard work that my parents did. I'm sure they're very proud of this, just like how I'm proud I am for myself and for the family for doing this. So my goal now is to expand this same concept to many other colleges in the US, still making Georgia Tech the center of it, and then expand it globally as well. But at the same time, we're going to be building many more companies and startups out of here and in other places in the US. So very excited that I can now finally do what I came to do in the US in the first place.
All right, yes, you guys learned a lot about Yamil, but I'm standing right here with him. You guys heard about one of the coolest projects I've seen in my time here, and that's the Hacker House. But before the Hacker House, we had a previous kind of pro sports career. Can you tell everybody a little bit about that and then how that also inspired one of your earliest companies?
Yeah, so I'm from Peru, and I was very fortunate to play for my country and represent it internationally. And I'm very grateful about this because it not only helped me as a person, but also professionally. I started my first company selling basketball shoes, and eventually that made me financially independent when I was in high school. And that made me realize that I love creating value through companies.
I mean, that's amazing. And you clearly can't stop being an entrepreneur and working on companies. But people saw a little bit in the video about the Hacker House. But for anybody who missed it or didn't hear, what's the one thing you would want people to know about the Hacker House if they knew nothing about it?
Yeah, so this is a community for people who are bold enough to pursue what they love, even if that is not what they are studying. Just to pursue the boldest ideas they have and to put everything on the line to make it happen.
I mean, that's really amazing. But I have to ask you, you mentioned you were a first-generation college graduate. Now that you are here today, you're going to be walking across the stage. I mean, how do you feel?
I'm feeling so excited, super happy. My family is here. They came all the way from Peru, and I am so happy that I was able to do this for my family, my generation, and for my country.
Okay, so you mentioned it, your family's here, they're out here. Can you say hi or thank you for anybody who's here or anybody who may be watching online?
Yes, I'm gonna say this in Spanish so my family understand. Papi, mami, los amo. Esto es por ustedes. Yo me estoy graduando y ustedes también. Los amo.
All right, that is amazing. That is Yamil. He's here. He's graduating today. But right now, we're actually going to go back to the rec desk to meet another graduating student.
Thank you very much, Evan. I'm here with Emily Freeman, who is a chemical and biomolecular, I can't even barely say it, biomolecular engineer, getting her graduate. But what we wanted to talk to you about is this crazy internship that you had with Delta that helped you see the world.
Yeah. So I worked at Delta for 2 rotations, so a whole calendar year. And when you work there, you get the chance to fly standby. And so I was able to fly all over the world. And then when I stopped working there, my best friend took a job there, and I became her flight buddy. And so we've been able to go all over the world together and see different countries. Every time we have a free weekend, we just head to the airport and see where we can go.
Is there a top 3 or top 5 countries you've traveled to and maybe your favorite memory?
Yeah, so a few of my favorites were Copenhagen in Denmark, Buenos Aires in Argentina, and Madrid in Spain. One of my favorite memories was on our way to Copenhagen, we had to fly through JFK, and we were able to get a ferry flight from Atlanta to JFK, which means the only people on the flight were us and the pilots flying the plane. So it was super fun. It was kind of eerie being the only people on a plane. There, no safety announcement. They were just like, you know what to do. We're going to take off now. But it was so fun.
International traveler, but you also are going to be working at the same place that you interned. So tell us about the company, what you did in the internship, and how that led to a full-time role.
Yeah, so over the summer, I worked at 3M up in Minnesota, and I was working on material science research. And I got a return offer, which I'm super excited about. I'll be working on electronic adhesives, which is super fun.
Awesome. And last but not least, anyone in the crowd you'd love to shout out?
Yeah, I'd love to shout out my parents. They've been such great emotional support throughout my college experience. And also all my fellow Chemi graduates. We've been through it, but we got through it.
All right, that is Emily Freeman. Let's head back down to the floor. Smithos with Erica Mendez.
Thank you so much, Bryce. I am here with Erica Mendez. Now, Erica, tell us a little bit about your major and what you graduated here from.
Yeah, so I'm graduating with a major, with a bachelor's degree in computational media with focuses in people and interaction design.
That is amazing. Now, I see that you were very involved here on campus, and you were having a very heavy involvement in rec camp, and you were a STEM scholar. Tell us a little bit about how that shaped your years here at Tech.
Yeah, absolutely. So coming into Georgia Tech as a STEM scholar, you get to do this retreat where you have older students that are leading it and helping guide you in the transition. And that was a really important experience for me. And I felt like I wanted to do something like that and be one of those people who got to guide incoming students. So I went on to lead the next 3 retreats for STEM scholars, and I joined Rec Camp staff, which is a chance to get that experience and broaden the number of people who get to have that transition and help them feel ready for college. And it's a really meaningful experience, and I met some of my best friends through it, and I'm really lucky that I had the chance to be a part of it.
We're so glad that you were such a big leader here at Tech. We also know that you were social media manager for Georgia Tech hockey. Can you talk a little bit about your favorite memories that you've made with the team?
Of course, getting to work with the hockey team is such a fun time. You get to go to all the games and you get to go on away trips with them. It really gives you a chance to bond with them. And working on social media and developing TikToks for them, it helps you get their silly side out and try and get them to feel comfortable with you. So it's just really fun and I've enjoyed every minute with them.
Thank you so much, Erica. I'm gonna toss it back over to the desk.
All right, thank you very much, Smith. And if you're just now walking into the arena, you might wonder what we're doing here. This is our Commencement live show where we are introducing you to a select handful of graduates at Georgia Tech. And many of those graduates are going to be coming from the Aerospace Engineering program here today. We've talked about it a lot. It is one of the top programs in the entire world. It is the #1 in public institutions here at Georgia Tech. And here's a wonderful video about what AE is doing in the state of Georgia and here on campus.
You use Aerospace every day. My phone knows where I am because we have launched a huge number of satellites into space and we expect them to be accessible to us. It's curious to think about what people 20 years from now will just take for granted.
In the state of Georgia, aerospace is actually the #1 export for the state. And it's the #2 manufacturing industry. Well, there are over 200,000 jobs in the state of Georgia that are related to aerospace engineering.
Whenever there is an aircraft engine working or being built, the students who are getting trained here are going to be the knowledge base for getting that done.
We are in the Bente's in combustion lab. We are in one of the high pressure test cells. As you can see, there's a pretty cool rig behind me. We have 4 high pressure test cells, and there's quite a number of combustion experiments that are currently happening here.
We work on the big commercial jet engines. We work on engines for supersonic and hypersonic vehicles. We work on rockets.
The scale of Georgia Tech Aerospace is enormous. We really enjoy partnering with industry. They're getting our best students to look at their new ideas, they're getting our faculty to look at things, and we have a lot of resources and infrastructure to do research.
Boom Supersonics is a relatively young aircraft company, and their mission is to make supersonic civil transport accessible.
Boom is trying to re-commercialize supersonic flight. It's really cool to be a part of a project like that. One day anyone will be able to fly on a supersonic plane and go all over the world.
And it's going to contain the new engines that Boom is designing. Georgia Tech is working with Boom to develop, test, and evaluate the combustors for the Symphony engine.
It's incredibly rewarding to be able to work with companies that are really building the technology that people are going to use 5 and 10 years from now.
It's exciting to kind of be on the precipice of that and to think that this is going to be a major change when that happens. When I tell people what I get to do and tell them why I chose Georgia Tech, it's really because I have the ability to do experiments like this because we have this amazing facility. And being able to watch things light up and explode is pretty cool too.
And once again, we are back here at the Ramblin Wreck desk, and I've got Carson Garrett with me, who is an aerospace engineer. And we're going to talk about something very cool in just a little bit. I'll let Rebecca bring that up, but let's focus first on your studies here at Georgia Tech, where you did some fantastic, another NASA intern. Some of the pictures you sent were incredible.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been there since 2022, so it's time for me to graduate. They're all like, how many internships have you done? I'm like 5 or something crazy. So I'm like the grandpa of all the graduates here at this point.
What is it that you like so much about going back, and what compels you to be an aerospace engineer the more and more that you get this experience?
Yeah, I think every time I go back and forth between school and then an internship, it reminds you of why what you learn matters. And so it's interesting to like take a class and then be able to apply that at work, whether that's in guidance, navigation, and control, or structure. So I've done it all.
So I read, and I was shocked when I read this, but you competed on Survivor, which is so cool. So tell us about that experience, any highs or lows, and kind of what you learned from that time on the show as well.
Yeah, I am a super fan of the show. I've been watching it with my family since I can remember. And at the end of my second year, I applied. At the same time, I was applying for the NASA co-op, and they ended up coinciding at the same time. So I actually did my NASA interview in Fiji while I was filming the show. It was really cool. The whole experience was really neat. I ended up losing, so like it's a bittersweet. Like, yeah, I would have liked $1 million in my pocket, but I'll be okay without it.
How real is it? Because it's a TV show. We always hear behind the scenes you're eating cupcakes and brownies or something.
It's completely real. I lost 25 pounds. I wish I could say they're like, oh, they give you a snack. Believe me, the whole time I wanted something to eat. Like, it was genuinely torture. Awful.
Aw, and then any more memories from Georgia Tech that you would just like to highlight? Maybe your favorite memory here at undergrad?
I started in 2020 during COVID. So when I was here, there was no student center, and like, it's been really cool to see it transform back to some sort of normal on campus and seeing everyone in person, and it's really exciting. So it's definitely different than the way I started, but I'm glad that I'm finishing strong.
Who's out there today that you want to say hi to?
My parents, my girlfriend, my sisters, they're all here, so I'm really happy to see them and glad that they're supporting me.
Hey, he didn't win Survivor, but he won Georgia Tech. It's Carson Garrett. Let's head back down to the floor with another interview.
All right, yes, we are here on the floor with another graduating student this afternoon. Can you tell everybody your first and last name and what degree you're earning today?
Yeah, my name's Lainey Cantrell, and I'm graduating with a degree in civil engineering.
Okay, first quick question. Why civil engineering, right? There's a lot of choices. Why did you know civil engineering was for you?
Yeah, honestly, I had no clue what I wanted to do, but I got lucky my senior year of high school to do an internship with a civil engineering firm in my hometown, and I was working on a neighborhood development. I thought it was so cool that I was going to work every day to make somebody's dream home a reality, so I chose civil.
Okay, that is awesome. So you also did a lot of things while you were here at Tech. You were a cheerleader for 2 years, but I want to ask you a little about your study abroad. You went somewhere that's not too close. Can you tell everybody where you went and what that experience was like?
Yeah, I was an exchange student at the University of Sydney in Australia. I was actually the only Georgia Tech student on that program, so pushed me out of my comfort zone, made a lot of new friends from all over the world. It was super awesome.
Okay, that sounds awesome. But speaking of traveling and everything, you have some post-grad plans. So today you'll get a chance to walk off the stage. Tell everybody what you're doing after, and then I guess where you're even going after that permanently.
Yeah, so I am going to Japan for 2 weeks with my roommates here. We're all graduating, so very exciting. And then I'm doing a cross-country road trip with my brother, stopping at some national parks. And then I'll be moving to San Diego, California to work for a land development firm.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm a little jealous. You're getting to travel the world. Great job out in California. That's amazing. But before I let you go, give you the chance, is there anybody in the audience that you want to say hi to or just thank you to while you have the opportunity?
Yeah, so my best friends and roommates are here also graduating. They made my experience so awesome. And then my parents are in the crowd, and I wouldn't be here without their love and support. So thanks.
All right, that is amazing. But right now, we're going to go back to the rec desk to introduce you to a student that is pretty visible here on campus.
Okay, so we call it the Ramblin Wreck desk. But we have an actual Ramblin Wreck driver, the driver of this year's Ramblin Wreck series, Josh Embry. Thank you so much for joining us. First thing I got to ask you, I saw you here a year ago this day, and you were going to be the Ramblin Wreck driver. How has that experience been for you for the last year?
It's been an absolute dream come true, just to be driving around campus, have brightened everybody's day from honking at them, waving. It's absolutely amazing. Be a Georgia Tech fan for life. The fact to be behind that wheel is just amazing.
Now, the big question I have for you, did you know how to drive a stick before you became rec driver?
I did. It's not a requirement, but it did help a lot and made everything go a lot smoother.
All right, and I also actually got a ride from Josh, and it was so fun. And he gave me this sticker he designed for the first person that is your first ride in the rec.
Yes.
So how's that tradition and developing your sticker, and maybe another tradition you love, your favorite memory, something like that?
Yeah, so every driver makes their own first touch and first drive sticker. And so when we're driving around campus, we maybe see it on your laptop or water bottle. We can be like, oh, I gave you your first ride. And it's just a little special thing to see around. Maybe 10 years from the airport, I'll see someone with it on their laptop and be like, that's just a little special moment. I think probably my favorite or tradition of the Wreck is leading the football team onto the field. Never missed a home football game. And so it's just, that's probably my favorite thing, leading the team out. Always winning in Bobby Dodd most of the time, especially the past 2 years. So,
and there's a new tradition that started a year ago today when the last Wreck driver graduated, and that's involves what you have here today. So what's going to happen later on when you cross the stage?
Yeah, so I'll carry this flag across the stage. It's the driver's side flag on the Wreck. So if you see the Wreck outside, it is missing the driver's side flag. It's kind of a semblance of the driver graduating. And so when I walk across, I'll carry the flag and kind of show it to all the students here.
And then one more thing I wanted to make sure we mentioned, because we saw it in the photos, but maybe not everybody caught that. You got married just before the start of the semester, and am I right on this? You're the first Wreck driver to drive the Wreck at his own wedding?
Yes, I had the great honor to do that. It was very special.
That's fantastic. Who do you want to say hi to?
Yeah, my parents and my sister here in the audience, and of course my wonderful wife, who I would never even be at Georgia Tech if it wasn't for her. So just amazing support.
All right, that is Josh Embry with his newly married wife right here, enjoying this day with him. And you know, someone who took a ton of photos of the Ramblin Wreck over his time is Tyler Parker. He worked with us in social media. Let's meet him with this video.
I think my first exposure to photography was in journalism class. Back in 7th grade, I didn't love writing the captions. Designing the pages was fine, but I loved just getting the camera and going outside and taking photos. My first time taking photos at Georgia Tech, I believe, was of a women's club soccer match at night. That was my first ever freelance photo gig, and I loved it. I had a great time. I started working with some bigger clubs, Rec Club and India Club, and a few other ones doing some higher profile events, and that's when I made my photography Instagram, started getting followers, and I think it was in September of sophomore year, I had the first person reach out to me on Instagram to ask if I could take photos for them. I remember being like, this is great. This feels so good to finally not be the one sending the emails. And joined the student newspaper, The Technique, and then end of sophomore year, I joined with Institute Comms and Georgia Tech social media team. And from there, just kept going up. And I think junior year was probably the peak of my career. I was at basically every event on campus junior year, taking photos of everything. I remember one of the first ones that I got up there that I was really excited about was the albino squirrel pictures from my sophomore year. All the comments were like, this is the best picture of the squirrel I've ever seen. And I read every one of the comments on all the Georgia Tech posts, and I'll keep checking back to see how many likes I'm getting. And I'll have friends tell me, oh, I saw your pictures and they're so cool. And get to be on the field for all the football games and got to be there for field storms and crazy upsets. And it's just been awesome. I feel like I've been able to capture my favorite moments of college through the lens of my camera, and it's a position I feel very lucky to be in. Photography has opened up so many doors for me in my time here. I feel like it's made my experience in college very full. I think I've gotten more out of it than I ever could have imagined.
Check. Okay, mic is now working. You can see that we've got a little bit of a change here. Had to get rid of the rec desk. I'm here with Tyler Parker, and Tyler is responsible for thousands upon thousands of likes for Georgia Tech social media over the years. But I know we haven't always met the real Tyler, computer science major. We didn't talk about it up there, but I know you're very excited to continue your career in computer science and stick around in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's the plan. I'm still sort of looking for an exact place to go, but yeah, I've loved being here, love Atlanta, so hope to stay around.
Now, there's a lot of things that you took photos of that you really enjoyed taking the photos of, but when you think about the events that you got to see, what are the top 2 or 3 that you captured, but also that you were glad that you were there?
Yeah, I think number 1 is probably junior year. We upset UNC in football at home. That was the first field storm I've ever seen here, and it was so cool. And then I've gotten to do some really cool stuff with the Technique, with basketball and Elite 8 games and some pro sports. And there's been so many cool events at Tech and field storms and court rushes. And I'm so lucky that I've gotten to be there for all of that.
And we've been able to have you as a part of our social media team. We've enjoyed working with you, Tyler. Congratulations. We're so excited for what you're going to be doing in your career. But I also want to give you the opportunity to say hi to anybody out there.
Yeah, so my parents are here from North Carolina, and my sister and her husband and their new baby are actually here all the way from England. So love to shout them out and thank them for being here. And then some of my friends are watching online. So and then you, obviously, you and Evan. And I've had an amazing time at Tech, and there's been so many people responsible for that. So.
All right, Tyler's going to graduate. We're going to shed a tear a little bit later on. We do have a little bit longer before we're ready to get going on our commencement, and it is the holiday season. So Georgia Tech wants to say happy holidays to you.
I'm a Ramblin Wreck from Georgia Tech and a hell of an engineer. Go Jackets! Brother on the campus, the cheer will break and roll. But if I had a son, I'd tell you what he'd do. He would yell to hell with Georgia, like his daddy used to do. I wish I had a barrel of rum and 70,000 pounds. A college bell to play, the copper stir around. I drink to all of you fellows. I'm a rambling, gambling, hell of an engineer. Hey, go Jackets!
Well, the last few segments of our Commencement Live are filled with people that represent the Ramblin Wreck. We had the Wreck driver, we've had people of the Wreck Club, and now we have members of the football team, some familiar faces. I've got Kyle Eford here to my left, Keelan Rutledge, and Malik Rutherford. Big round of applause for Georgia Tech football, one of our best seasons in a very, very long time. I'll start here with Kyle. You have become kind of a symbol of the defense over your time here at Georgia Tech, but I want to know, you've been out on the stage under the lights. What's it like, though, to finally get to this day, walk across this stage, knowing you've got another football game a little bit later on this month?
Man, I thought this day would never come. So, I mean, we're here, we made it, and it's finally that time.
Keelan, you recently had another big day. I think we saw on social media that you're another person that got married. How does this day stack up to that day?
Oh, it's not half of what that was, so...
That's the right answer.
Yeah. She's up there, so I love her.
And Keelan, how excited are you to walk across this stage? I mean, again, we've seen so many great football players come back to Georgia Tech, get their degree while they're in school here. It's not easy being a student athlete.
No, it's not. It's been long hours since I got here, so just grateful to have this opportunity and get that piece of paper.
All right, Malik, come here for just a sec. Malik is one of the top receivers all time at Georgia Tech, top 5 in receptions. He's spent a lot of time representing the white and gold out on the football field. You know, this is another moment. You've got one more game left in your career. You have this day. This is a huge month.
Yeah, just very blessed and happy to be out here today. You know, a lot of people don't make it this far where I'm from, so I'm just blessed to be in this position that I'm in.
And we're getting ready for this bowl game. Are y'all excited to eat some Pop-Tarts when it comes up in a couple of weeks?
Heck yeah, I love Pop-Tarts.
All right, what can we expect on the field?
A lot of fun, a lot of dancing, of course a win.
All right, of course a win. You heard it here from Malik. Like so many of our Georgia Tech students, there was a day that came where they got their acceptance letter, just like these Yellow Jackets up here. And just last week, Georgia Tech Admission delivered those to Georgia students in the early action period. And what a day it was.
I know this is weird to see your parents and be out of class this morning, but I promise you're here for a good thing. Tonight at 7 p.m. we are letting over 8,700 students know their admission decision, but we wanted to let you all know a little early.
We have Carlos, we have Caroline, we have Pete.
I'd like to hand out something very special to y'all. So here you go. Don't open it yet. Don't open it yet. Don't open it yet.
So if you would go ahead and open the letters together and read the first line aloud together.
Congratulations, you have been accepted as a first year student for the fall of 2026.
A truly magnificent moment that many of these Yellow Jackets that are going to cross this stage experienced not too long ago. Okay, so we have one more final lesson for you Yellow Jackets. We need you to pay attention because we're going to go over the stage directions. This is going to be your moment where you cross the stage. So the first thing that you need to do is go ahead, pull out your phone, and take a screenshot of your grad pass, all right? It's not always going to pop up when you need it, so take a screen pass now, and that way you know you've got it. Access it from your photos. So what's going to happen is someone is going to usher you out of your seats on one of these rows. They're going to move you around, and you're going to walk down this side. When you get to here, there'll be an opportunity to take a photo. You'll take that photo, and you'll have your grad pass ready. Here's a pro tip for you, all right? Screen brightness all the way up. That's how your name gets said right here. So you bring your grad pass over here. I don't have one. It's a long time ago for me. And then you'll hear a, everybody hear that? That's a little beep boop. You hear the beep boop, you're good. You're ready to walk across the stage. No beep boop, no problem. Stand off to the side here, and these wonderful folks will help you out. So then you'll start to make your way up the stage. When you get to about here, there'll be a person letting you know when to go. You'll wait your turn, and then you'll get the opportunity to walk across. As you make your way up, there will be Dr. Angel Cabrera right here. You'll be able to shake hands. This is your stage. Oh, here's Dr. Cabrera now. Camera's here to say hi to Grandma back in Cleveland, Georgia. And then you make your way down. There'll be another person here that hands you a piece of paper that looks very similar to a degree. And you'll walk, without that sound, down the stage, okay? And then you'll make your way to the right. They're gonna form a line here, and there's another photo opportunity for you. This photo opportunity will be right here. You'll step in, get your headshot taken, and you'll be ushered back to your seat. And then that is gonna be your day. You'll sit through, watch the rest of your classmates cross the stage because we have waited long enough. It is now time to begin your commencement. So for those that have worn the white and gold, the brave and bold, you have done it. Let's have a hell of a commencement, everybody.
Welcome to Fall Commencement, Yellow Jackets. Students, please rise for the faculty processional.
Good afternoon and welcome. Buenas tardes. Bienvenidos. Please rise if you can and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well done. Thank you, guys. Awesome job. Thank you. Please be seated. My name is Angel Cabrera, and I have the privilege of serving as Georgia Tech's president. Before we get started today, I would like for us to take a moment to recognize our veterans, active duty members, and first responders who are with us today. So if you have served in any branch of the U.S. military or have served as a first responder, please rise so we can thank you for your service. Thank you. Thank you. So graduates, members of the faculty and staff, distinguished guests, families, and friends, wow, my heart is full as I welcome you to the 269th commencement exercises at Georgia Tech. It is a true pleasure to be together in celebration of these graduates and their academic achievement. We have a few special messages for you today. The first one is from one of our graduating students, and I'm pleased to introduce Jocelyn Kwarteng. Jocelyn brought her entire fan club with her today. Welcome. She's about to graduate with a bachelor's in computer science and heading back to DC, and she will give us the student reflection. Jocelyn? Enjoy your moment.
I just had to take it all in. Good afternoon to our family,
friends, distinguished guests, and of course, the remarkable graduates of the class of 2025. I want to take this moment to say, congratulations, you made it. Woo! I'll be honest, just like many, and I mean many of my Georgia Tech assignments, I procrastinated writing this speech. Over time, I've realized that procrastination usually comes from fear. Fear of not performing well, fear of falling short, or fear of the task itself. And when it came to this speech, let's just say the answer was D, all the above. After hours and hours of trying, I still couldn't figure out how to capture our entire Georgia Tech journey into just one speech. So instead, I decided to tell this story from a different perspective. If these walls could talk, what would they say? And let's start right here, the walls of McCamish Pavilion. See, our very first time in this building wasn't for a basketball game or a concert. It was freshman year convocation. We sat in these same bleachers, clutching our rack caps and Sharpies, writing our names inside like we were signing a contract with the future. We were ready to take it on. But these same walls also saw the other side. The nervous smiles, the quiet doubts, and the freshmen who questioned if they belonged here. Yet somehow, those same students, us, made it all the way back here, full circle. If the walls of the library could talk, they'd tell stories of late night study sessions where we try to learn a month's worth of material in less than 12 hours. Or maybe they'd whisper that unforgettable moment when we finally found the missing semicolon in our code at 4 a.m. They saw breakdowns turn into breakthroughs. Our dorm saw a different side of us, the version not everyone got to see. The quiet tears after seeing a grade we didn't expect, and the 20-minute naps that somehow turned into 3-hour sleeps. And of course, the late night calls home, sometimes for advice, sometimes for money, or maybe that was just me. Even the walls that came long before us have stories to tell. They've watched students build billion-dollar ideas from dorm rooms, and generations after generations walk in uncertain, but walk out unstoppable. These walls are more than concrete and brick. They're alive, silent witnesses to our growth, our grit, and our glory. Each building holds proof that ordinary students become extraordinary here. As you step into this next chapter of life, remember this: you are a walking wall of Georgia Tech. Every challenge conquered, every discovery made, every late night breakthrough, they're all built into you. The transformation these walls would talk about, that's you, that's your story. And I don't know about you, but I want my life to echo the stories these walls would tell, one of resilience, brilliance, and impact. And maybe it's the confidence this institute gave me, but I know we can do it. In many ways, we already have. Before we go, I wanted to take one last moment to remember where it all began. Everyone, please pull out your phones, and I really do mean it, pull out your phones, and let's take one last undergrad selfie within the walls of Georgia Tech. I may take 5, but that's just me. Cheese. Okay, is everyone done now? Did you get a selfie? Did you get a selfie? Okay. One day, when these walls tell their stories again, they'll remember us, the class of 2025, who didn't just walk these halls, but left our mark. Thank you.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Yeah, she did kill it. Yeah, I agree. Okay, now put away those cell phones. Enough of this selfie stuff. We have some business to attend to here. Okay. So today, one of the things that's going to happen is that you will be joining the impressive family of Georgia Tech alumni, a community of leaders, innovators, thinkers, doers who are making a difference all around the world. Many of them are with us today. Some of them are actually the reason why you're here, and all of them appreciate what you just accomplished because they went through it themselves. And I want to recognize them. So if you are an alum of Georgia Tech, please stand up so we can also recognize you. Wow, look at this. I love it, I love it. It means a lot that they came back. Some of them are still triggered by some of their experience. So thank you for coming back. So now to welcome you formally into the Fellowship of Georgia Tech Alumni, I'm pleased to introduce Rita Breen, a psychology graduate from the class of 1990, industrial engineering graduate from the class of 1992, and the chair of the Georgia Tech Alumni Association. Rita?
Good afternoon. I'm Rita Breen, a fellow Yellow Jacket alumni and chair of the Alumni Association. Today is finally here. You're a graduate. You did it. You did it. We are so proud to welcome you to the Georgia Tech Alumni Association, one of the most powerful and coveted networks in the world. This network is Georgia Tech family of 220,000 alumni across the globe. Warm congratulations to all of you, our newest members. Like you, our alumni Yellow Jackets are unique individuals with shared traits Georgia Tech instilled, including discipline, perseverance, and resilience. Tech taught us that we can do hard things and solve interesting problems. It taught us to speak freely and think independently, and to work together to achieve strong results in and outside the classroom. Whether you studied abroad, joined Greek life, participated in intramurals or mentoring programs, learned leadership through student government or many other student organizations, you have left a mark on this place, and you're now leaping into the next. A world that's evolving fast, driven by unprecedented technological change. You are already a part of Georgia Tech's legacy, and you will build on this legacy throughout your life. The sense of community you created as a student and through student organizations can continue as an alum. Find Yellow Jackets at your new job, in your new city, and find new leadership opportunities as a student mentor, a host of an alumni gathering, or maybe the next class of 40 under 40 honorees. And when you're ready to change jobs, need advice on buying your first home, or are looking for a great patent attorney, you can lean into this tremendous network. We want to celebrate you when you get married, when you have kids, when you land a new role, when you earn a promotion, start a business, or receive an award. This is what friends and families do, and that's who your fellow alumni are. Friends and family also help the next generation. One of the biggest ways alumni make a difference for the next year is, for the next generation of students, is through roll call. For 80 years, the Fund for Excellence has benefited Georgia Tech students. You may notice graduates wearing roll call pins as part of their regalia. Thank you. Thank you. These new graduates have already given to roll call to support current and future Georgia Tech students. One of the many rewards Georgia Tech offers, the most valuable are the friendships and relationships you formed here. Get involved with the Alumni Association, and those bonds and relationships will continue to grow as you navigate family career, and life. With a variety of programs and engagement opportunities, there is something for everyone. And if you're lucky, you might finally meet George P. Burdell in person. Heartfelt congratulations. You've attained an incredible accomplishment, and many more are sure to follow. Here's to the hell of a future to each and every one of you. Go Jackets!
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well done. Thank you. So this weekend, not just today, and all the ceremonies, we celebrate 7,177 graduates of the Georgia Tech class of 2025. The bachelor's candidates that we honor today represent 44 countries. Now, think about it. You look at just the talent that we have gathered here today. Together, these scholars know how to build satellites and robots, bridges, medical devices. They can create and run businesses. They can help shape better policy. They know chemistry, biology, psychology. They can mine intelligence from complex data. They understand how markets work. They understand how governments work. They understand what our collective history teaches us about our future. These graduates, they've traveled the world. They can communicate in dozens of languages. Very importantly, they have learned to listen to one another, to respect what others have to say, even when they disagree, especially when they disagree. They have learned to work with and learn from people who are different from themselves. These graduates are confident, capable, creative problem solvers. They have learned the power of collaboration. They have been empowered to lead. And for all those reasons, they make me extremely hopeful about the future. But for all this potential to make a difference, there is something that you all need to remember. And to make sure you don't forget it, I printed it behind me. Those are the two words on our seal: progress and service. And these are the two words that define us as a community, that signify our belief in the power of innovation and ingenuity to serve a greater purpose, to improve the human condition. We don't believe in technology for its own sake, but because of its potential to help people live better lives. Now, I know some of you will join big companies like Jocelyn. I have this response. I love this. Some of you will create your own companies. Some of you are going into academia or government. I know you'll be successful, whatever it is you do. But remember that your true success won't be measured by how much money you make, but by the value that we create for others. Now, don't get me wrong, money you will make. Some of you will make a lot of it. And just be warned that when you're rich and famous, we'll find you. The Alumni Association and I will come find you. We'll remind you where you went to school. I have a beautiful building saved. Your name can go in there. So there's nothing wrong with that. We'll celebrate you. Yet at the end of the journey, seriously, what will make you the most proud? What you will make all of us proud, your family, your friends, all of us, is what you did to lift others up, to make a difference in our world. No pressure. As we like to say around here, we can do that. And I know that you will. Now, today we celebrate you, your accomplishments, your potential. And I want to thank you in advance for the great things that I know you are going to do. Joining us here in person and online are members of your family, friends, colleagues whose love and support has been essential to make this day possible. And all of you know perfectly well you wouldn't be here if it weren't for them. And for that, I want to thank each and every one of you for the support you've given these graduates. I also want to thank all the faculty and staff members who've guided and mentored the students, who've offered time, wisdom, expertise, and I want to recognize them. So if you're a member of the faculty or staff at Georgia Tech, please stand up so we can also thank you. Thank you so much. Now I'm honored to introduce some of the members of our leadership team who are joining me here on the platform. Please hold your applause as they stand when I call their names. We have Larry Jacobs, who's our Senior Vice Provost for Education and Learning. Some of you did not listen to my instructions. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Michelle Reinhardt, Vice Provost for Faculty. Christopher Reeves, Assistant Vice Provost for Undergraduate Education. Dr. Lolo Hong, Vice President, Student Engagement and Wellbeing. John Stein, our Dean of Students. Karen Glover, Associate Dean of Libraries. Abigail Tumpy, Vice President, Institute of Communications. Danette Jocelyn Gall, General Counsel and Vice President for Ethics, Compliance, and Legal Affairs. Jim Hall, our Chief Development Officer. Ron Johnson, our Senior Vice President of Strategic Initiatives and Chief of Staff. Tricia Chastain, our Chief Business Officer. Kim Toitley, our Chief Financial Officer. Tim Lewin, Executive Vice President of Research. Jeremy Gray, Interim Registrar. And our mace bearer today, and Interim Provost for a few months, and an amazing colleague, Carrie Davis Nosmack, Associate Provost right now and Executive Chief of Staff. Thank you all very much. Now you can applaud. So I know some of you may not believe it, but we're fully aware of how hard we've made you work to be here today. We understand the obstacles that you've had to overcome this past few years, and we sincerely congratulate you on crossing the finish line. You may know that I've played different roles at Georgia Tech. I was a student a few years ago, a few decades ago, an alum. Now I'm a parent, an advisor. I'm a husband. My wife, Beth, we met here in grad school. Amazing experience. She's here with us today. And now president. So I know very well that being a Yellow Jacket is something exceedingly special. A Georgia Tech diploma is something you will treasure for the rest of your life. It can be, it will be transformative. It was for me, like for so many others throughout the generations. And I can tell you that nothing that I have achieved in my career, nothing that has happened in my life would have happened without the opportunities I found at Georgia Tech. Now it's your turn. You are forever connected to this institution. And we cannot wait to see the great things you will continue to do. It's time to look ahead, to push forward, to go out and make a difference like only Yellow Jackets can. Congratulations, class of 2025. And now I have a treat for you. It's my pleasure to introduce today's guest speaker, T. Dallas Smith, dear friend and the chairman of the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia. So you put it in perspective, there are about 382,000 students in all of our public universities in Georgia. Add another 50,000 or so employees. This is almost the size of the city of Atlanta. I think we should call you mayor or something instead of mayor of the university system. This group of universities has an economic impact of $25 billion. It has a budget of about $10 billion. It's actually bigger than the city of Atlanta, so you know. That is the responsibility that he took on as a volunteer, as a product of our universities, wanted to help our universities do and be better. But before he did that, he founded and was the chief executive officer of his own company, the T. Dallas Smith & Company, a leading commercial real estate firm that under his leadership completed transactions totaling more than $16 billion nationwide. He began his real estate career in 1982, and in 1989 became the first Black broker Cushman and Wakefield of Georgia. Afterward, he led the brokerage division of Herman Russell and Company, and in 2006 established his own firm with a vision of tenant representation and advancing opportunity. In serving and leading, the Board of Regents of Georgia is just one of the many ways in which he serves our community, makes it better. His journey from a young broker in Atlanta to a widely respected business leader and policymaker reflect the values of vision, perseverance, and service. As you embark on your own path, I hope you will find inspiration in his example. And by the way, he wrote an amazing book, which you need to order, not now, after the proceedings are over, called In the Black, available in any bookstore near you. Please join me in welcoming T. Dallas Smith. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Cabrera. Well, I'm going to follow the lead with Jocelyn. You started something, so there we go, fan club.
Let's get this selfie together. This will be in my office. There we go. The lady on the third row, I can't see you. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go.
All right, thank y'all. This is a proud moment for me. I'm proud to be here again. Thanks, Dr. Cabrera, for the kind words. And I also bring greetings on behalf of the other 18 members of the Board of Regents for the state of Georgia. Again, I'm proud to be here today. And with that said, I have to say, I am from Atlanta. I always say I'm Atlanta born, Atlanta bred. When I die, I'll be Atlanta dead. I am from the ATL. I'm from Atlanta without the T at the end. I'm from Atlanta. So if you know, you know. In fact, I grew up less than 3 miles from where we are today in the west side of Atlanta. And I'm grateful to be here because a lot of people would have thought I've never been here. To be standing here talking to so many smart people and so many billionaires. I know you said don't think about the money, but he still wants you to write the checks. Don't worry about that. But I've been in commercial real estate now since 1982 when Tommy Tiff brought me into the business. Tommy happened to be a Georgia Tech. He attended Georgia Tech, but he ended up graduating from the Naval Academy. And he played on the 1949 tennis championship team. He was a hell of a guy, a hell of an engineer, and a hell of a mentor to me. My firm, T. Dallas Smith & Company, has been around now for 19 years. We represent corporations all around the United States, and we help them solve real estate problems. The biggest of which happened in 2020 when we helped Microsoft expand in the city of Atlanta. Microsoft moved to 17th Street. They took 523,000 square feet. That was the largest transaction in the United States in 2020. Now, this is a part of the story that I'd like for you to really listen to. Their directive to us was, when they locate, make sure we locate not far from Georgia Tech. Why Georgia Tech? Because they want tech talent. They know the value of the tech talent, the tech graduate, and so many other companies around this town. In fact, Georgia Tech, is safe to say that their fingerprint is actually on the actual creation of what we call Midtown now. If it wasn't for Georgia Tech, we wouldn't have Midtown, because they all see the value of the tech graduate. So let me talk about, I'm not just talking about Microsoft, Facebook, Salesforce, those others, but I get calls on a regular basis from companies asking me, how can we get close to Georgia Tech and Georgia Tech talent? They also know that you all love the Atlanta Beltline. So that's one of the reasons why Ponce City Market is doing so well, and that's why MailChimp, now Intuit, moved to Ponce City Market. They know what I know, that the talent coming out of these doors are second to none. The innovation, the problem solving, the work ethic, it all starts right here on this campus. So my message to the soon-to-be graduate, because you hadn't received a degree yet, the soon-to-be graduates from this institution, make sure that you see the same value in yourselves that these companies see in you. Yes, it's great to get a good job with great benefits. Trust me, your parents will be glad to get you off their insurance. But seriously, it's more than just that. I think about these students here who may be first generation graduates, who you're changing a legacy for your family, who are impacting generations to come. So I want you to really look in deep to yourself and say, hey, if it's meant for you to start a company, start that company. If it's meant for you to go and work for a company to help that company become a better company, go do that. But whatever you do, I want you to remember one thing. Remember and never forget that you are Ramblin Wreck from Georgia Tech and a hell of an engineer. A hell of an engineer. Go make us all proud and go Tech.
Thank you, Dallas, and keep those companies coming. We love what is happening in our neighborhood. All right, so now we come to the moment that we've been waiting for, the conferring of degrees. Now there's some instructions. We have a lot of business to conduct here today. For each of you, walking through the stage represents the culmination of a great deal of work. So here is the instruction. Once you walk through stage, I want you to go back to your seat. Very important. Do not even think about leaving this building until we're done. And there are two reasons for that. One is, it's very important that you give your peers the same respect that they gave you when you walk through stage. There's a second very important reason. Once everybody has walked through stage, I will pronounce some magic words that will make your degree official. If you are not in the building when I pronounce those words, I cannot guarantee what may happen to your degree. You don't want to take that risk. So now, it is my pleasure to introduce my partner in crime and provost of Georgia Tech, Rahim Billa, who will introduce the academic deans by college, and the deans in turn will present the degree candidates. Provost?
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? All right, there we go. Dean Vivek Sarkar will present the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the College of Computing.
All right, now's the moment. Candidates for Bachelor of Science degrees in the College of Computing, please rise and cheer as loudly as you can. And let's everyone join in cheering these awesome graduates. President Cabrera. Yes. President Cabrera, I have the honor of presenting to you these exceptional candidates for Bachelor of Science degrees who have completed the requirements for these degrees. They're the most innovative, technology-driven, socially responsible, and often nocturnal individuals who have demonstrated unparalleled dedication in completing the rigorous requirements of a bachelor's degree from the College of Computing. They will do us proud and change the game in our brave new world of computing and AI.
Pranav Lende. Sean Tsubasa Yoshihara. William Bryce Pardo. Liam Colin Dolphin. Aiden Wu. Mario Goranov. Andrew Vincent Grafeo. Yamil Quispe Silva. Demi Lei, Yongyu Chang, Brian Jashin Chan, Marko Gurevsky, Joel Jeffrey Alexander Cave, Morgan Andrew Bryant, Clarence Zihan Chen, Jessica Brooks Rigsby, Ahmad Asfour, Julia Tang, Elizabeth Ann Salisbury, Jaylon Nicholas Jackson, Vedahi Sanjay Rathod, Farah Al-Qadri, Thomas Chin, Tony T. Liu, Anushya Shankar, Ariba Firuz Ashraf, Raima Nawal, Olivia Yang Lee, Stuti Singhal, Veer Varun Kejriwal, Sri Hitha Kalagara, Shubhangi Astana, Jack Gardner Rose, Kaylin Todd Macaulay, Gray Hudson Patrick, Joshua Evan Buxbaum,
Vincente Miranda,
Lucas Guarenti Zangari, Ryan Nasser, Ton Lon Go, Artemis Sia Michael, Yash Purushottam Prabhu, Matthew Liang, Nikita Dua, Nisha Shakya, Ria Padani, Sanika Einchwar, Race Quentin Williams, Cole Masato Gensheimer, Nanta Kishore Thiruvengadam, Kai Huen Nak Nguyen, Dandov Jutan, Adelaide Violet Wright, So Hyun Am, Michael Osmolovsky, Charles J. Lubby IV, Oren Jane, Safi Ahmed Malik, Tyson James Brown, Jocelyn Ya Chumwa Kwateng, Kirthi Konuganti, Ray James Wong, Nadimul Hassan Puyan, Hugh Pham Nguyen, Vaibhav Nilesh Patel, Hung Din No, Ashraf Mansour, Levi Nguyen, Vineet Vijay Kulkarni, Rajiv Kolar Govind, Miguel Alejandro Berdesia, Nicholas Unger, Sanvi Malugu, Sanvi Buhumpale, Pritiv Premkumar, Oliver Lee, Abin Verma Vagesna, Carlos Bernard Robinson Jr., Siobhan Ifoma Eddy, Jia Varma, Eugene Huang, Celine Marie Joella Baptiste, Irene O, Anya Gu, Jake Thomas Nardo Marino, Zaid Z Feng, Alan Mai, Hayden Miller, Blaine Richard York, Shubh Shailesh Patel, Vishva Koladia, Kayla Marie Townsend, Hannah Akiko Walker, Emmy Alexandra Pergram, Bella Claire Carter, Aditya Narayan Krovi, Justin Kang, Courtney Paige Costley, Samantha Grace Tang, Luyu Wang, Jonathan Garrett Collins, Ethan Philip Klein, Hayden Arnett, James Connor, Arjun Berthy, Alexander Ichitovkin, Oscar Zhang, Tracy Guo, Tyler Andrew Morgan, Sagar Shekhar, Caden Alexander McCartney, Hoyan Kang, Jeffrey Yang, Frank Vincent Leone, Justin C. Perlman, Anais Nzinga Pullen, Brati Potter, Adina Rowana Ninval, Mariana Jialin Zhao, Juliana Leicha Cutter, Sinya Sophie Lin, Sing Ah Beck, Ivan Jorge Pfeiffer, Sungyeon Lee, Suraj Shekhar, Vishal Naren Jamchet, Yashkaran Chauhan, Grayson Scott McReynolds, Ayub Hunter, Adam Aziz Pavnagarwala, Muhammad Usman Manzoor, Anwar Salahuddin Adus,
Benjamin Bushakira,
Rohit Senthil, Kaushik Sriram, Kevin Shashin Bobsar, Matthew Timothy Pendarvis, Daniel Tianming Huang, Shinhang Li, Thabin Joseph, Kasikrit Chantharuang, Brisa Manechotesuan, Feng Wen, Aravinth Venkatesh Natarajan, Mark Thomas Wellman, Haruto Tanaka, Long Xiong Jim Chen, Luke Hartzell, Vineeth Nareddy, Jesse Shu, Calvin Xia, Andrew Callahan Meyer, Sritan Sai Taluri, Jaden Lim, Stephen Ashby Warren, Ben Davidson, Abhishek Moni Pillai, David Runjang Zhou, Alexa Suzanne Fazio, Varun Chandra Vudathu, Rohit Nachalor, Ishan Kothari, Ramon Luis Perdomo Mendez, Ashutosh Mohan Chakragiri, Michael David Alexander Shenkin, James Jeng Lee, Achyutan Tiramanjanan Narayanan.
Macon Bow Knight.
Daniel Middleman. Alexander Lee Thorne. Wesley Allen Imig. Carter McKinnon. Tyler Clinton Parker. Joseph Sun Yu. Shangqing Zong. Ishan Sai Vipa. Ojis Krish Kalra. Anusre Chitineni. Anya Kathpalia. Swapnil Metal. Sneha Pa. Zaid Mohammed. Emily Sabino Mizuki. Swapnil Metal. Honor V. Crandall. Scott Topple Hellier. Preeti B. Chiosamat. Charles Lucas Phillips. Arnav Arora. Mahathi Gumudavelli. Michael James Leonek. Nahom Johannes Kibrab. Riley Morgan Voppel. Emily Sun. Rachit Gupta. Tegpreet Singh Mago. Adishri Vishal Kadam. Kush Sharma. Lydia Alexandra Lazor. Joshua Ellis Robinson. Jack William Davis. Rachel Goen Kim. Brian Mingrue Zhang. Aryan Vinay Podar. Aaron Leander Gray. Ryan Punamia. Vincent Win Tran. Matthew Liu. Rachel Heaven Ya. Evan Merrick Sitauer. Rahul Sundaresan Iyer. Divya Sharma. Tanvi Nilesh Shanbahag. Amira Aleen Murad. Tanishka Mehta. Ria Patel. Sia Segal. Ria Kumar Iyer. Ria Garg. Pragnia Velivela. Rita Shimaz Huda. Sarah Suhail. Carson Hedrick. Calvin Truong. Benjamin Hartline Skelton. Christopher Charles Parker. Raphael Andy Parent. Huangyan Anna Win. Shabin Hossain. Aditya Bharadwaj. Sprihanjay Banik. Shanshan Wen. Matthias Samuel Anderson. Yehonatan Milagir. Cole Gabriel Kaplan. Zachary Weissman. Trent James Conley. Robert Michael Blum. Suharta Rudra, Francis B. Fataki IV, Eric Dong, Athena Manquan Hung, Jeronima Gorostiaga Subisareta, Faison Beg, Jason Hyun Lee, Benjamin Jen, Minjun Shim, Arjun Gajula, William Noah Chin, Somyadeep Mahapatra, Mehdi Banche Kron, Alexander Pineda Bracamontes, Mackay O. Carter, Patrick Azu, Yanas Getachew, Alexander Yu, Nathan Matthew Abraham, Henry Hui Bui, Kendall Y. Lamb, Winnie W. Yuen, Bryson Bennett, Dasharath Katragada, Arjun Kyle Patia, Reese Everett Yedno Rochette, Benjamin Joseph Madar, Johannes Jale Tian, Sachin Yelne, Jason Samuel Perez, Benjamin Mason Prell, Shrihith Palamreddy, Kunal Aneja, Joseph Minha Seo, Esther Ji-yoon Moon, Sarah Jiang, Jessica Elizabeth Solikin, Lauren Grace Sabo, Shi Chen, Armin Moynihan, Ilea Marie Dean, Nikhil Sathisha, Ishan Bardwaj, Gautam Komi, Megha Mishra, Jordan Evelyn McIntyre, Amog Ardapurkar, Roshan Aroki Araj, Arav Gupta, Pao Sam, Joseph Henri Masson, Rishi Bora, Ludwig Lectrek, Maxwell Timothy Pethel, Amina Hussain, Kushi Gandhi, Matthew Xing Hei Chong, Ramya Gulapalli, Penan Shu, Angela Chang, Jackson Barr, Bradley Matthew Horace Jones, Robert Maxwell Spence, Ian Wilson Lowe, Jackson Stewart Simonson, John Daniel Battalion, Shawei, Yuhan Sun, Gabriel Joseph Raji, Ibad Saeed, Akhil Kotapalli, David Ju, Z Wang, Ayana Yokoya, Eric Iluen Chan, Vincent Kong, Daniel Yuno Park, Daniel Juntek Lee, Young Hoon Cho, Nitis Kalangi, Pranav Chaitanya Somu, Tong Jing, Evan Bradley Maury, Nathan Andrew Fritchley, Vishruth Anand, Rohan Nandakumar, Andrew Michael Verzino, Samuel Carey Robertson, John Michael Boy, Fawaz Sabir, Tyson Jalen Brown, Alan Zheng, Jocelyn Shen, Shruti Mikilnani, Jeremy Wang, Noah Edward Flanagan, Libby Ann Nesbitt, Tiffany Nee, Henry D. Tang, Jerry Lo Zheng, Joshua Diao, Lana Duke, Jenmei Ong, Matthew Lay, Ivan Wang, Sirhan Asad, June Ho Lee, Madeline Grace Lombard, Ritvik Prashant Shah, Vineeth Charugundla, Rumir Varshney, Marcus S. Mudano, Eric Sheng, Aditya Deb, Sania Sandeep Savla, Saloni Bedi, Yen Shuo Su, Shivam Mukesh Bhai Patel, Mukilan Karthikeyan, Tate O'Neill Johnson, Sung Won Park, Shinyi Wong, Stephen Matthew Baker, Lavan Vivekananda Sarma, Aditya Gupta, Adi Rishi Katyal, Satvik Vangavolu, Krish Asknani, Ayush Pai, Brian Lee, Jasmine Nicole Archer, Yash Balaji, Joyce Lee, Shreya Raghavi Buragada, Emily Yang, Rose Wen, Kenny Ann Wynn, Grant Frederick Reedy, Erica Michelle Mendez, Emily Yang, Rose Wen, Kenny Ann Wynn, Grant Frederick Reedy, Erica Michelle Mendez, Ramya Iyer, Nathan Nehemiah McAlpine, Daniela Cassandra Mazzoni, Elizabeth Laurent Calamera. Amber Ephraim. Rahul Rajesh. David Andre Enriquez. Oluwatoni Elizabeth Alade. William Wood. Maxwell Bogus. Yash Balaji. Nanan Aravali. Harisri Yaramseti. Jacob Ziegler. Qi Zhuang. Vishnu Varma. Satwik Reddy Sai Malavaram. Ani Vedartham. Naman Solan. Manush Darshankumar Patel. Vikas Malapati. Richard George Borowski. Jens Ashley. Fevin Felix. Sachin Kadirasan. Akash Astana. Mukund Ramachandran. Michael Lin. Joyce Lee. Shreya Raghavi Buragada. Grace Ann Musuri.
Associate Dean Shatakshi Donde will present the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the Ivan Allen College of Liberal Arts.
Good afternoon, everyone. Candidates for the Bachelor of Science degrees in the Ivan Allen College of Liberal Arts, please rise. President Cabrera, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for the Bachelor of Science degrees who have completed the requirements for these degrees.
Grace Ann Musuri. Pamela Carrera. Anne-Marie Elizabeth Rosebrock. Angel Yang. Ashish Chand Jain. Christopher Lee. Parker Renee Alderman. Emily Lauren Russell. Eric Samuel Ganoon. Townsend White. Arjun J. Dewan. Sean Austin Malloy. Sarah Zoe Glickman. Zina Shimov.
Nayap Mithwani.
Sophia Francis Garcia. Andrew Clyde Hyman V.
Tahir Dasani Christie.
Julia Arizono. Ella Rose Crowley. Amelia Eva Clark. Anissa Diane Wellington. Mayeni Maya Kantan. Carson Leahy. Sophia Marr. Gabrielle Gray, Dason Forster Guyett, Lee Rist, David Montoya, Jack Brennan Ham, Iris Lam Ong, Hannah Elizabeth Marsh, Elizabeth Nicole Stengel, Rafaela Marie Rousey, Maya Rose Curnow, Carter Olivia Mogridge, Cooper J. McGrorty, Keelan Anthony Rutledge, Omar Daniels, Jackson Alexander Hamilton, Uday Mandala, Ogechi Maxine Irondi, David Anthony Gopinski, Andrew Jaden Berry, Nathaniel Owen Boyd, Matthew Scott Rakestraw, Oliver David Gray,
Dean Ellen Bassett will present the candidates for bachelor degrees in the College of Design.
Yeah, exactly. You're very welcome. Candidates for the Bachelor of Science degrees in the Divine College of Design, please rise and cheer. Make more noise than Jocelyn's family. Come on. All right, very good. President Cabrera, I have the honor of presenting to you the extremely talented, creative, and idealistic candidates for the Bachelor of Science degrees who have competed the requirements for these degrees.
This is Shelley.
All right. That's all good. Hey, all right, we wanted to see if you guys were paying attention. We're going to try this again. Dean Anuj Malhotra will present the candidates for bachelor degrees in the Scheller College of Business. Scheller College of Business.
Thank you. Candidates for the bachelor degrees in the Scheller College of Business, please rise and let's show our Scheller spirit. President Cabrera, I joined the world-class faculty of the Scheller College of Business to present these candidates who will lead innovation in business and technology. These candidates for the bachelor degrees have been stellar at Scheller and have completed all the requirements for their degrees. And of course, I have to get my own USSI. It is not called a selfie.
Rylan Klein, Kennedy Ray Arnett, Laurel Jane Frederick, Sarah Marcia Francis Lockman, Kayla Maxey, Jamie Felix, Haley Marie Lorenzo, Sarah Ali, Vivian Mai Wynn, Sanvi Disconquer, William Scott Garner Jr., Catherine Alexis Verdaflor, Davis Fan, Alicia Hawk, Emma Wynn, Christina Ann, Lemuel Hugh Bargeron, Michael Robert Guevara, Emma Sophia McGregor, Felicia Karina Wong, Brian Tung, Ronald Lucian Thomas III, Bobby Mooney, Olivia Helen Hillhouse, Grace Marie Golzinski, Caitlin Nicole Gorman, Isabella Sue Chrisman, Kirsileen Midha, Ariana Kaylee Engel Ramsey, Jalen Elijah Marshall, Sarah Maisa Anam, Sonia Shehzad Keshwani, Luke Robert White, Lucas Hill Rainwater, Rahul Kanan, Sai Baba Shashwith Arkat, Archit Suresh, Khan Hoa Dang, Nuhan Hawk, Matthew John Hopkins, Carson James Haroff, Joseph Dulac, Joel Hemin Kim, Joshua Bryant Hanks, Alexandra Teresa Pounds, Daniel Hyun, Ninsa Cho, Stephen Lee, Barrett Finnegan Macquarie, Colin Michael McFadden, Faiza Rafika, Agatha Gail Fowler, Alexandra Ray Abbott, Owen Matthew Elkin, Blake Robert Coleman, Journey Lynn Johnson, Amelia McCain Fox, Mary Margaret Saunders, Emma Marie Maggard, Catherine Ann Williams, Afmari Harvey, Malik Denard Rutherford, Trinilius Deshawn Tatum, Mungyong Nam, Sobin Park, Grace Lee Chung, Caleb Zane Worth, Eva Carter Jones, Isha Sanjeev Desai, Tahara Famous Woodbury Grimes, Vidhi Chaturvedi, Keshav Kalpish Patel, Celeste Raquel Giddens, Lucy Shuichin Hua, Lily Elizabeth Jones, Madeline Alexandra Church O'Byrne, Bria Carlene Simpson, Anj Hital Dahlia, Danny KBO, Leah Marie Bragato, Rihanna Minhye Lee, Brandon Samuel Flash, Katarina Addington, Stephanie Sarah Tsai, Shivani Seshu Komanduri, Priyansh Urvil Patel, Angel Miguel Nunez, Francesco Antonio Di Pietro, William Hugh Blair, Benjamin James Tarbutton IV, Hafsa Coker, Maya Maximiliana Rojas, Alyssa Marie Albino, Noor Bajes, Divya Madupu, Kyle Anderson Efford, Derek Moore, Xander Ty Smith, Forrest Warren Liu, Daniel Thomas Lee, Aiden Christopher Chen, Corey M. Thompson, Aaron Joseph Pizak, Donovan Forrest Dykstra, Dayan Sophie Hahn, Mary Elizabeth Sauls, Michael Young Lei, Finn Michael O'Sullivan, Danielle Chengrui Meng, Thompson Allen Cummings, Christopher Pinto, Zachary Taylor Souter, Andrew Chansung Yoon, Ahmad Faraz Iqbal, Ayan Hasib Shekhani, Daniel Raymond Manning, Shingru Chan, Rabia Khan, Athena Q, Sheng Yao Fu, Derry Cachet Barnes, Roshan Joseph Akara,
Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. Need a break? All right, Design, you are so great that we gotta just call you one more time, okay? That's why we're doing this. Dean Ellen Bassett will present the candidates for bachelor degrees in the College of Design. Dean Bassett.
Thank you. So we're used to this. It's called Take Two in the School of Music. All right. Candidates for the Bachelor of Science degrees in the College of Design, the Divine College of Design, please rise and cheer. You can do it, you guys. Come on. Woo! All right. President Cabrera, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for Bachelor of Science degrees who have completed the requirements for these degrees.
Zoe Lacey Mock, Iber Zamudio Hernandez, Andy Cho, Akin Tewe, Lana Joelle Boudiab, Wonmi Oh, Minju Kim, Donald Lee Buck Jr., Trinity Dwight Toe, Millicent Jane Kitchen, Noor Yusuf Khalifa, Cindy Mai Win, Luca Elliott, Michael Chick, Victoria Gomez, Audrey Ann Brienza, Anuska Giri, Phoenix Cross, Charlene Mehdi, Janelle Yuen Peters, Carter Andrew Jones, McLaren Blass, Riquelme Pineda Ibarra, Quan Do, Alexander Xavier Pina, A.G. Church,
Yep, yep, yep. Assistant Dean Carrie Shepler will present the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the College of Sciences.
Candidates for Bachelor of Science degrees in the College of Sciences, please rise and cheer. That was a very symbolic rising, but you've been rising the whole time you've been at Georgia Tech. Rising to meet the challenge and rising to meet the standards that we set for you. We can't wait to see where you go next, and we're so proud that you are the next faces of science. President Cabrera, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for Bachelor of Science degrees who have completed the requirements for these degrees.
Laura Smoke, V. Lang, Susanna Shu Hua Huang, Sebastian Daniel Horbulevich, Anish Raju Kanchanapalli, Lily June Wallace, Mary Mackenzie Scaff, Maureen Chowdhury, Christian Josiah Gooding, Isha Sringeri, Georgia Ames, Maisie Elizabeth Anderson, Joanna Arulraj, Jaime Ngo, Janaya Saray Williams, William Edward Bushy, Henry Murphy, Hope N. Dobelaire, Avantika Konar, Erica Elise Moriarty, Leah Lassiter, Taiki Aiba, Christian Xavier Engman, Alan Chang, Landon Anderson, Sydney Antoinette Moody, Zoe Lane Tibbs, Angela Gomez Ochoa, Maya Grace Barrow, Layla Asha Penland, Tashina Verghese, Angel Adan Labrada Galvan, Noel Lidet Hailu, Gayatri Pokala, Eliana Isabel Cohen, Zdenek Nicolas Kratky, Miriel Dogini, Erin Liao, Yu Uchiyama, Chloe Ariel Fair, Samar Ahmed, Samia Ahmed, Sarah Umar, Jinho Kim, Samara Samir Doshi, Mrityunjay Sivakumar, Colin William Acker, Anthony David Hygis, Shania Lynn Rayson, Lily Moss, Srushti Satish Nandanwar, Sally Elizabeth Smith, Juan Jose Orozco Orozco, Husseina Hakim Lalipurwala, Emma Patricia Hovey, McKenna Nicole Hart, Drew Alexandria Dawson, Medha Vinod Pillai, Sarah Jean Hunahan, Gianna Mia Lee, Jordan Ashley Kopja, Justin Martin Bowen, Christopher Scott Tarver, Nicholas Fabella, Garen Christopher Bainbridge, Satya Saketh Reddy Tetali, Neela Raja Kumar, Daniela Valdivieso, Andrea Paula Schwartz Silvera, Joshua Keith Green, Robert Charles Ernst, Paige Farley Klasick, Lena Khan, Shirley May Lynn, Lois Lee, Jeremiah Hahn, Brandon Brigner, Chase Andrew Rennick, Aniston Elizabeth Evers, Preston Brown, Donald Chow, Andrew Joseph Martin, Uday Banu Singh, Ethan Scott Kellum, Kayla Ann Murray, Valentino Valerio Colombo, Hia Ketan Patel, Amrita Kaur, Stephen Philip May, Samantha Claire Rizzo, Alexander Edward Cordovado, Yonatan Berhan Amsalu, Syed Walid Gauss, Joshua David Hembry, Levi Troy Rowe, Sarayu Ayala Sumaya Jula, Gauri Danganakal, Tanvisri Aluri, Ezeogene Avila Emogene, Ari Emogene, Kayla Elizabeth Jeffery, Brandon Scott Manville, Eric Carter, Alec Thomas Brown, David Edwin Watson, Raul Aaron Lisso, Jonah Haber, Michelle Liu, Donovan Amadeo Valenzuela Miller, Brannon Wade Fulmer,
I don't. Oh, is it? All right. Associate Dean Damon Williams will present the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the College of Engineering.
Clearly at Georgia Tech, we know how to save the best for last. Friends and family and honored guests across this nation, there is one College of Engineering, only one, that sets the gold standard for engineers in the world. Dr. Cabrera, it is my honor and pleasure to present to you these engineers of rare brilliance, uncommon grit, and world-shaping promise. We are the engineers of the Georgia Institute of Technology. Won't you cheer one more time?
Faris Ali Fakuri, Katie Ni Shun Schreiber, Tabitha Minseo Lee, Catherine Chue Zhou, Pu Chongshin Lee, Albert J. Lee, Caden Press Canap, Bora Merit Volkan, Gabrielle Almeida, Guzida Melis Kargin,
Jacob Williams.
Shu Han Ling, Lucas Ramirez Weninger, Carter Samuel Eget, Alexander Donovan Duncan, Tamuno Ebite Paul Clement, Arkang Vijemkla Krabasa, Tanmay Arvind, Hirsch Gupta, Dong Hui Harry Kim, Min Jae Kim, Roy Chen Yu Luo, Rivaldi Timothy Putra Gagana, Rebecca Victoria Corral, Chesley Catherine Pascal, Zachary Hodge Walpole, Vanessa Chen Montgomery, Sophia Delane Watson, Natalie Christina Gross, Emily Lucille Freeman, Alexis Noel Hugh, Abigail Ruth Koenig, Joe Philip Fusel, Philip Young Juris, Zayn Ali, Ishika Santwar Verma, Amy Tuyet Tu, Jamie Marie Milliken, Erin Nicole Ojeda, Jemiah Juliana Mitchell, Simone Danielle McGowan, Suhana Shiral, William Scott Griffin, Christian Danielle Salgado, Maria Danae Lindsay, Youssef Layous, Ethan Gabriel Morlou, Nathan Richard Morlou, Kevin John Lee, Alina Lee, Shreyashi Dutta, Benjamin Paul Cooley, Nicholas Borths, Ryan Randall McKee, Jacob David Medlin, Daniel Raphael Manuel, Maximus Isaiah Genio, Emily Nicole White, Samuel Lloyd Dekbar, Emma Jane McBrayer, Bishop Cray Ulrich, Ryan James Meredith, Joseph Winfield Brown, Joshua Evan Schilling, Maya Grace Thomas, Terry Douglas Winters Jr., Eric Sexton Samello, Carter Wyndham Powell, Alexander Robert King, Ryan Nicholas D'Angeletti, Sean Nathan Osterwise, Cameron James Hurd, Sai Akshara Chala, Kayan Dai Shu, Alexandra Chaker, Nathan Dean Dummett, Nathan Clapp, Nathan William Drury, Zane Austin Peacock, Ryan Thornton McGinnity, Joseph Micah Walter, Gibson Allen Parham, Sabina Einat Sokol, Zoila Jessica De Leon, Caroline Vaughn, Hannah Fleshler, Ayah Amr Tawifiek, Karina Osma Perez, John Walter Becker, Jonathan Matthew Mospanyuk, Kenneth Wang, Vincent Tirta Sutanto, Kenneth Gary Kirby III, Matthew Blackman, Megan Elizabeth McGurk, Bryn Rebecca Malcolmson, Stephanie Elise Navin, Megan Nicole Williams, Abigail Logan Hartman, Claudia Lane DeCredico, Amber Pooja Mistry, Taryn Riley Galloway, Devin Andre Ingram, Robert Everett Stannard Jr., Denzel Edward Descanio, Harmony Dessau Nagel, Jungwoo Moon, Gabriel T. Whitlock, Carlos Eduardo Ceballos, Edwin Nahum Ontiveros, Eileen Lorraine Harrison, Ansley Gavron, Kush Bondi, Albert Lu Zheng, Margaret Yuri Huang, Ji Yang Oh, Eric Kim, Jason Waukee, Mark Allen Goro, Patrick Ferrer Moran, Connor Patrick Ryan, Tyler Eric Wright, Ashley Nicole Dunlop, Alexia Bell Meza, Yoon Chan Ha,
Jack Schnarr,
William David Trey Page III, Miguel Beltran, Williams Rivera Velasquez, Matthias Sebastian Colantes, Madeline Alexis Bartlett, Anna Victoria Boyd, Elizabeth Marie Andrews, Julia Renee Toma, Emily Elizabeth Hammond, Kayla Min Hua, Ellie Christina Finch, Rachel C.K. Chan, Laura Marie Ginter, Ansley Elizabeth Richards, Priyol Sarda, Kevin Daniel Hu, Lucas Zijuo Harmeyer, Andrew Vincent Collette, Aryan Paresh Naik, Jun Hao Wong, Angela Grace Yi, Silamawit Kifle Mariam Araya, Bennett Wade McKinney, Davis Andrew Keller, Evan Zane Goldstein, Catherine Chauvala, Ayusha Prasad, Josie Alice Mosler, Soray Felice Braxton, Lainey Elizabeth Cantrell, Katya Lorelei Maywood, Lauren Yao, Vishnu Vardhan Rao Sivampeta, Helen Wynn, Jade Katarina Meese, William Vin Kang Win, Jiarong Lee, Kathy Ye, Audrey Angeline McElroy, Noah Lottie, Tyler Larson, Andrew David Allen, Edgar Reed Gebhardt, Reese Maxwell Parker, Benjamin Avi Budenstein, Jeff Rothwell, Matthew Nito, Riley Jess Poole, Donald Haynes Bailey, Samantha Sangeetha Prabhakaran, Karina Saraswati Oza, Melanie Shameta, Kathleen Julianne Coleman, Alexis Sofia Yaritrover, Patrick Scott Ferris Jr., Radhika Sharma, Madison Lee De Bruin, Eli Alexander Skornick, Ella Robin Bushema, Damaris Kadmiela Teliaga, Joshua Kunhee Lee, James Fisher Morgan, Jared Nicholas Carty, Nigel Walter Hoffman, Timothy Jongbum Lee, Sebastian Calzolano, Riley Lofgren, Chan Thi Win, Maxime Louis Schenk, Logan Thomas Bonavia, Daniel Scott Loudon, Grace Joanna Clark, Deep Manish Patel, Nishka Merkelkar, Amelia Wendling Hoffs, Dario Zaccagnino, Anthony Thomas Otlowski, Kieran Andrew Yarberry, Braden James Anderson, John Francis Dye, Patrick John Ives Villarreal, Dante Francesco Santinello, Kenneth Grant II, Adam Hamoudi, Ariel Brayboy, Shreya Nimagada, Aniket Garg, Paige Elizabeth Smith, Aaron Barui Chu, Cheho Ndiaye, David Gomez, Celine Gonen, Joshua K. Lee, Athara Nair, Ryan Zachary Clanton, Jeffrey Grant Bulen, Joshua Adam Erales, Liam Frederick Watson, J. Tejas Doshi, Ezra Spivey, Michael Andrew Kagwango Murure, Gigi 2, Summer Dion Reese, Christopher Sanders Hardy Jr., Daniel Bach, Mukund Chidambaram, Tegan John Dosher, Varadraj Chavan, Ethel Vivian Bay, Rohan Paladugu, Colin Kennedy Lord, Shlok Hemant Bokil, Carter Cahill Smith, Naren Bharath Savkur, Harris Anthony Nestorak, Ansh Atul Mishra, Ansh Aurora, Rami Eldebach, Akil Quadir, Jason Andrew Moore, Matthew Scott Ackerman, Anand Nagpurkar, Wyatt Charles DeBoard, Michael Adurabemi Olatunji, Cara Madeline Hayes, Ishita Raghuvanshi, Jolena Nicole Egger, Juliana Antonia Miniti, Nathan Pham, Cameron Bianca Jean-Pierre, Natalie Arokiasamy, Madhumita Subramanian, Max George Sieminski, Maxwell Euclid Leamy, Vittorio Prete, William Richard Cooksey, Tyler Michael Bro, Jonathan Yoon, Arun Ganapathy Sankar, Sachin Bharadwaj, Leila Bilal Al-Ribi, Jeffrey Kwang, Hai-Yu Jung, Hriday Ambati, Joseph Isaac Loza, Elena Han-B Pak, N. Ton, Anthony Ejok Ovaje, Yusuke Tsutsumi, John Edward McMahon, Daniel Dawn Nguyen, Alexander Jason Scott, Nolan Michael Kurtzer, Julie Heil, Dennis Anthony Green, Noah Gabriel Singer, Paxton Beckett James, Brett David Shelley, Logan Robbins, Caitlin McCubbins, Sloan Lindsay Smith, Colby Douglas Barton, Molly Elizabeth Hickman, Laura May Killingsworth, Clint Martin Wixon, Russell John Danilchuk, Adam Jones, Andrew John Horton, Elizabeth Lily Lazarus, Catherine Morgan Akins, Ryan Mack, Simon Shack, Sungjin Kim, Dean Edward Sprinkle, Lillian Elaine Cantor, Charles Calhoun Titus, William McLean Stevens, James Chesley Rayberg III, James Richard Peterson III, Henry Woodward Moore, Yash Ahuja, Puya Satarian, Jonah Hayes Feltman, Samuel Condi Cushman, Rodney Siusagasana, Sarasit Sirawatanakul, Daniel Rashka, Nathan Christopher Sheldon, Blake Thomas Walters, Maxwell Sloan Ramos, Harrison Robert Beardsley, Mary Catherine Fish, Caitlin Patricia Funsale, Aaron James Lemke Jr., Oliver Lawrence Krupa Tranke, Stephen Yan, Yubin Kim, Yojun Yang, David Andrew Acosta, Damian Angel Mejia, Anthony Barry Chang, Pierce Isaac Quarles, Jared James Hines, Matthew Charles Jacobs, Rohin Ray Dasgupta, Garrett Montgomery Diaz, Jackson Bernard Perot, Corbin Jacob Buckhold, Naveen Singh Gulati, Wando Jang, Erin Nicole Hinnigan, Mary Margaret Brady, Salah Abo El Khodur, In Tung Satichai, Michael Popplewell, Dominic Anthony DeLillo, Kenny Dang, Edward Kwok, Khalil Denzel Johnny. Kenneth Aaron Aguilar. Hugo Rodolfo Martinez. Patrick Alexander Mombay. Brandon Huang Durfee. Trinity Hannah Collector. Milky Haile. Otto Benjamin Clarence Taylor III. Leandro Odorici. Zora Ripkova. Rami El Ghaziri. Selena Swang Win. Nerurkar. Joseph Frank Rosselli. Ruhit Biswas. Lucas Marquez Ikeda. Gyute Han. Noah Samuel Whitaker. Scott Burton Landau. William Jackson Grote. Daniela Santos Sarantis. Anastasia Maria Gonzalez. Amara F. Rangwala. Johanna Panuturi Luban Tobing. Shiv Patel. Paige Elizabeth Overman. Asia Kauser Khan. Lauren Ashley Park. Rahul Ganapathy Natraj. Benjamin Wonseok Jung. Gaun Ashley Jung. Sarita Botero. Latifa Imani Oyindamorla Mutiu. Mariam Oluwarantimi Tiwalade Ogunlaja. Malik Oluwadamilare Olajide Ogunlasha. Austin Mori Lauer. Rodrigo Fernando Castaneda. Patrick Aiden Devons. Baker Reeves Brown. Justin Hunter. Jaden Anaya McGowan. Ronit Ram Yalamanchali. Pearl Bhatia. Nazanin Rajabi. Farinaz Zahiri. Tanya Panikantara Binu. Carson Benjamin Garrett. Martine Tomas Martinez. Juliet Eve Hartman. Lucas Wayne Odom. Connor Dean Haggerty. Adam Mehdi Ezaoudi. Max Che Young Rizzuto. William Gordon McCarley. Joseph Patrick Durante. Jaden Michael Martin. Alejandro Pintado Obregon. Christopher Charles Haitayan. John Cooper Roman. Luke Patrick Matheny. John Robert Mitchell IV. Joshua Allen Mitchell. Jahan Neville Randeria. Ali Amr Hegazi. Thomas Frederick Powers. Valerie Leah Zborowski. Liam Jacob Van Den Bogert. Max Anthony Donald Mateer, Ryland Christopher Pereda, Mehul Sandeep Doot, Maximilian Antonio Brogi, Amaris Gabrielle Spratley, Samantha Graham, Sakina Binderwala, Melissa Doe, Anna Nancy Bosey, Charles Donald Codner, Federico Nicholas de Touris Anderson, John Michael Rezebek Jr., Jesus Villarreal, Ori Michael Krasnovsky, Andres Romero Delgado, Jose Manuel Barrios, Daniel Aaron Niemann, Brooke Isabella Winters, Camille Zora Leek, Noel Watkins, India Ari Ogletree, Jiyachi Poo, Nia Cosby, Jonathan Gomez, Joel Montgomery Chatfield, Elias Manning Black, Kevin Lee, Caleb David Flint, Uriel Castañeda, Jaylene Agaton, Hyungjun Jun, Yoon Park, Mark Albert Munoz Boyer, V. Chidela Rao, Siddharth Gupta Thatipamula, Harsh Vinay Munagakar, Deson Malik Mailer, Di Shun Han, Tom Tuyet Le, Shaktik Patacharya, Paige Alexandra Smith, Rohin Shah, Joshua Wen, Paula Andrea Gil Corredor, Caleb Joshua Simmons, Iksan Elamin, Sophia Elise Arner, Sonia Prasad Thakur, Delia Chloe Moniz, Emma Louise Jolie, Aidan Thomas Bedwell, Jarrett Blaine Laddie, Andrew David Dyer, Surya Sangeetha Murali, Timothy St. Ledger Reeves, Connor Andrew Thiels, Deep Ketankumar Patel, Lucienne Angele Oyola Rodriguez, Styler Theron Goring, Jacob Michael Webb, Jill Harnish Patel, Julian Anthony Bromfield, Mirza Zuhair, Ramiz Amar Raouf, Kumail Hasnain Mohammed, Luke Jansen Towery, Luke Edward Praiser, Jacob Mirth, Xavier James Bardwell, Agustin Muñao, Ander de Onandia, Sarah Grady Kilgore, Maria Jose Jimenez Munoz, Carlota Huertas Ruesta, Gianfranco Davilui, Andres Arbeláez, Nicholas Martin Salishaker, Miguel Agustin dos Santos Rodriguez, Pablo Benedit Trejos, Eduardo Enrique Romero Serra, Amin Marcel Finan, Roman Joseph Yaskolka, William Jackson Klein, Luke Thomas Johnson, Meredith London Anderson, Cooper Joseph Milam, Thomas Coleman, Stephen Holder, Christopher James Macklin, Zain Muzammil Akram, Frank Joyuan Wei, Lucas Scott Moyer, Rohit Hari, Dagmawi Alazar Abebe, Ayan Ahmad Barula, Jack Donovan Taylor, William Daniel Fox, Vipa Manesh Patel, Naomi Faith Fuller, Nicholas Yaroslav Rokos, Hallie Jeanne Wallace, Anam Roshni Mohammed, Dylan Chung, Lindsay Rose Broadway, Caroline Grace Chambers, Elena Gavtadze, Grace Elizabeth Clopton, Samantha Lynn Rechtenwald, Michael Cole Rogers, Samheeth Aravind, Daniel Tristan Moseni, Indiana Von Santa Renfro, Emmanuel Lamarche, Jacob James Lee, Spencer Matthew Hopkins, William Michael Schulman, Jackson Robert Bewley, Isabel Knowlton, Miranda Grace Ward, Drew Brian Peljevich, Jackson Christopher Martin, Vikas Muralidharan, George Samuel Walls, Brandon Keem Vo, Jack Francis Devenish, Zachary Alexander Campbell, Anthony Popa, Owen Ho, Tyler Faison Baker, Mukund Sharan Loiwal, Seth Daniel Wobig,
Nathaniel Hanwei Kim,
Michael Evan Davis,
Joshua Wu,
Samuel McGinnis Neal, Emiliano Gabriel Laroche Coury, Donovan Nichols,
Virginia Weston.
Shrija Chareddy. Vincent Andrew Wynn. Hilmi Satria Rukmana. Devasena Sitaram. Kandin Nadaraja. Kyle James Sosha. Rui Cheng Wen.
Sasha Alexander Calbert.
Cheng Hao Dong. Howard Hamilton Harris IV. Roman Kenneth Mundy. Eric Antonio Snyder. Phaedra Marie Camp. Sarfaraz Nasir Syed. Ted Pack. Tejasvi Venkata Yadavali. Saw Chong. Jeremiah B. Benton. Samhita Venkat. Sienna Lauren Jacobs. Janet Indisi Tocho. Sujin Kim. Vishnu Priya Radha Krishnan. Andrea Idalia Rodriguez. Milan Leilani Lowe. Jayla Jenkins. Kamori Corey Ania Sawyer. Jade Kathleen Downer. Benet Jonique Harris. Catherine Kunedu Owusu. Kitso Romeo Mapini. Terry Etornum Baraga. Osekemso Samuel Ogbechie. Sharfa Khan. Tracy Shu. Brianna Elise Hines. Jordan Rupnarain. Carmen Rose Perry. Juan Jose Diaz Rodriguez. Grace Elizabeth Strickland. Kristen Thacker. Lorica Christie Sherry. Anya Louise Weller. Ted Sang-wook Lee. Kevin Xiaoyong McCollum. Dinuk Ravindika de Silva. Jamie Guo. Alessandro Di Marzo. Ismail Abdulgader. Carlos Alexis Quintero. Coda Doyle. John Turner Cohn Jr. Elijah Hans Isaacson. Bryce Ethan Tate. Claudia Vano Marino. Chidumaje Stephanie Ken Agdiriagu. Sydney Gabrielle Rogers. Raven L'Oreal Russo.
Sophia Baker.
All right, you did amazingly well. So as promised, Will all graduates please rise? Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Georgia Institute of Technology and by authority of the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, I now confer upon each of you the degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Graduates, to symbolize your achievement, you may now move the tassel on your mortarboard from the right to the left. Congratulations! And now I just ask that you remain standing as the platform party recesses, and then I invite all of you to join the singing of the greatest fight song in the history of fight songs. And graduates should remain in their seats until the conclusion of the fight song. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.
Like all the jolly good fellows, I drink my whiskey thin. I'm a Ramblin Wreck from Georgia Tech and a hell of an engineer. Well, if I had a daughter, sir, I'd just ride and roll and put her on the canvas to cheer the brave and bold. Well, if I had a son, sir, I'd tell you what he'd do. He would yell to hell with Georgia, like his daddy used to do. I wish I had a barrel of rum and sugar 3,000 pounds, a college bell to put it in and clap it to stir it round. I drink to all good fellows who come from far and near. I'm a ramblin', gamblin', hell of an engineer. Hey!
Georgia Tech's Fall Commencement. Graduates, if you are seated on the floor, you're going to exit behind the stage. Graduates, if you're seated in section 105 up here, you're going to exit out this tunnel. And guests, you're going to celebrate with your graduates outside the building. Thanks so much and have a great night.
Drink to all the fellows who come from far and near. I'm a ramblin', gambling, hell of an engineer. Hey! I'm a Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech and a hell of an engineer. A hell of an engineer. Like all the jolly fellows, I drink my whiskey clear. I'm a Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech and a hell of an engineer. Oh, if I had a daughter, sir, I'd dress her in white and gold. I'd put her on the canvas to cheer the brave and bold. But if I had a son, sir, I tell you what he'd do. He would yell to hell with Georgia like his daddy used to do. Oh, I wish I had a barrel of rum and sugar 3,000 pounds, a college bell to put it in and clap it to stir it round. I A drink to all the fellows who come from far and near. I'm a